Standing By. This is Chris, Independence, your host at Take Back America. Sponsored by Freedom Fighters for America Radio at www.freedomfightersforamerica.com. What I'd like to do now is to tell you some information about some of the specifics and speak of a couple of people. I won't into my story. You can read my story at freedomfightersforamerica.com under victim statements. But what I will do is I'm going to read some other pieces of information that have been out there for many years now to really give you a general idea. What I'm saying here is real, very real, that people are being operated on against their will. There are companies and individuals in our government that are part of this problem. They are doing this for money. Okay, they don't care what they do to these people, some of which they have literally serious implications of criminality. They are not prosecuted. They are protected, as a matter of fact, for getting away with this. They're paid very big money to conduct these criminal activities. It's been going on for many, many years. The first thing I'd like to read is about implants, and this is from the 2020 IBM neurochip implant. Okay, this is an important document, I find, to state exactly what is going on here. Well, let me read this. Okay, this IBM 2020 neural chip implant. Okay, I'm going to read this. The control of crime will be paramount concern in the 21st century. We must be ready with our security products when the demand for them becomes popular. Our Research and Development Division has been in contact with the Federal Bureau of Prisons, the California Department of Corrections, the Texas Department of Public Safety, and the Massachusetts Department of Correction to run limited trials of the 2020 neurochip implant. We have established representatives of our interest in both management and institutional level positions within these departments. Federal regulations do not yet permit testing of implants on prisoners, but we have entered into contractual agreements with privatized healthcare professionals and specified correctional personnel to do limited testing of our products. Now understand what that sentence just said here, folks. It said that there are federal regulations that don't permit testing of these implants, but nevertheless, they're going to do it anyway. They don't care about laws. They don't care. They're going to do it anyway. You hear this? They got people in prisons who are locked down. They are grabbed. They are operating on it, and they don't have any choice. And these criminals, absolute criminals, are going to do it. And they are doing it. I'll continue on. We have also had major successes with privately owned sanitariums with implant technology. We need, however, to expand our testing to research how effective the 2020 neurochip implant performs in those identified as the most aggressive in our society. Limited testing has produced a number of results. Okay, so they've already admitted they're doing this. This is from IBM. Okay? In California, several prisoners were identified as members of the security threat group EME, or Mexican Mafia. They were brought to the Health Services Unit at Pelican Bay and tranquilized with advanced sedatives developed by our Cambridge, Massachusetts laboratories. The implant procedure takes 60 to 90 minutes, depending upon the experience of the technician. We are working on a device which would reduce that time by as much as 60% to 30 minutes. Isn't that nice of them? Isn't that nice to them? They were able to take these people. I don't care how violent criminals they are. They had no right to take these human beings and stick these implants in them for their research. I'll continue. The results of implants on 8 prisoners yielded the following results. Implants served as surveillance devices to monitor. Implants disabled 2 subjects during an assault on correctional staff. Universal side effects in all 8 subjects revealed that when the implant was set to 116 All subjects became lethargic and slept on average of 18 to 22 hours per day. All subjects refused recreation periods for 14 days during the 166 megahertz test evaluation. 7 out of 8 subjects did not exercise in the cell or out of the cell, and 5 of the 8 of the subjects refused showers up to 3 days at a time. Each subject was monitored for aggressive activity during the test period, and the findings are conclusive that 7 out of the 8 subjects exhibited no aggression. Even when provoked, each subject experienced only minor bleeding from the nose and ears 48 hours after the implant due to initial adjustment. Each subject had no knowledge, I repeat, each subject had no knowledge of the implant for the test period, and each implant was retrieved under the guise of medical treatment. Okay, folks, so they're lying to these people, and they're sticking these implants in. They're running radio frequencies through their brain and their body and conducting this for their own use, okay, for their own testing illegally, okay, in federal facilities in our country and in private facilities in our country. This is what's going on and is going on now, okay, right now. As we speak, this activity is taking place within our country right now, and it could be you. It could be anyone to receive this kind of treatment. You don't have to go to jail or to a mental facility, okay? And I'll tell you something else. You don't have to be really mentally ill to be checked into a mental health facility, because that's where they want you so they can get kind of work done without anyone seeing it. They falsely diagnose you. Whatever you claim after that is, the excuses, well, they're mentally ill, they're crazy. But you know what? If you see something you shouldn't be seeing, according to these criminals, they will call you mentally ill, and they will send you there and do this to you. They will do it, and I will prove that to you with a few more, of these things. So just bear with me now. It should be noted that the test period for less than 2 months, however, during the period, substantial data was gathered by a research and development team, which suggests that the implants exceeds expected results. One of the major concerns of security and the research and development team was that the test subject would discover the chemical imbalance during the initial adjustment period, and the test would have to be scrubbed. However, due to advanced technological development in the sedatives administered, the 48-hour adjustment period can be attributed to prescription medication given to the test subjects after the implant procedure. So now they can implant you, they can drug you, knock you out, try to make you realize that, none of this happened to you. Meanwhile, they're using your body and gathering this information. One of the concerns raised by research and development was the cause of the bleeding and how to eliminate that problem. Unexplained bleeding might cause the subject to inquire further about his routine, visit the infirmary or other health care facility. The security windfall from the brief test period was enormous. That means they were worried, folks. They were worried that the person operated on against their will would find out. Security officials now know several strategies employed by the EME that facilitate the transmission of illegal drugs and weapons into the correctional facilities. Well, let's ask a question here. I like this statement. Security officials now know several strategies employed by EME that facilitate the transmission of illegal drugs and weapons into the correctional facility. I have a question here. Isn't it the job of the correctional facility to make sure that no contraband is carried into the facility? How do you get firearms into a correctional facility lockdown without having any kind of supervision? Don't they do searches of these criminals? Don't they have scanners? What does that tell you here? Use your head. That maybe some of these people in the correctional facilities are complicit in bringing in these drugs and firearms? But let's continue on. Unbelievable. I'll tell you something. These people, these aren't even people, okay? I'll tell you something. These aren't even people. To take human beings and to do this to them is just absolutely horrendous. Absolutely horrendous. Okay? Just unbelievable. Okay, I apologize for making my passion known in this area, but it really, really is something. Okay, to continue on.